Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Evan and welcome back to my channel of Vanishing Evan, and today this is the second part of a tutorial series, two-part series that I'm doing where I show you how to download, texture, rig, and animate, to some extent, Rainbow Six Siege models. And today will be the second half of that. If you haven't already seen how to download and texture, make sure to go check out the video in the description below. But now let's get right into how to rig and animate this thing right here. And super excited. And if you find either of these tutorials helpful, make sure to drop a like and maybe even subscribe for more awesome content in the future. Okay, so first things first, this is my personal strategy on how to do this, nice, fast, and easy, is that I like to make sure that you have the Rigify add-on enabled, which all you need to do is go to, I believe, Edit, Preferences, and then go onto the Add-ons tab, which I have right here, and then search for Rigify, it's right here, Rigify, and you just make sure that you have it clicked and checked, so that you will be able to just add in a human meta rig pretty easily. And you do that by pressing Shift A, and then go down to Armature, and then Human Meta Rig. And as you can see, my model is quite large, so we're going to have to, while the Human Meta Rig is selected still, press S to scale it up some to match our character. And that's looking pretty okay. You can always adjust it more in the future. And I'm just going to switch over into the solid shading mode so I can, have a better view of things. And just also another good tip for this is pressing Alt Z so that you can, while in this viewport mode, so that you can actually see the bones inside of the mesh, which is helpful. And all you need to do is we're gonna match up this skeleton to the character. Okay, so first things first, after we have it all set up to this point, have it roughly sized to match the character and everything, we're gonna hit Tab to go into edit mode with the skeleton selected. So then all you have to do is you need to line up the bones with the characters. So we're just going to move that there. Look at it from a different angle. It's important to get different angles, in order to see what we're doing. And we're just going to keep on moving this so that this elbow is all lined up. And then now that that elbow is all done, we can select the other portions of the mesh. Well, not mesh, skeleton. Now that that one's in place, and just move that into proper place. Gonna move this so that it's lined up with the wrist. Look at it from a different angle. Line it up with the wrist. Look at it a little bit more. Still needs a little bit of adjusting. There we go. Look at it from a bunch of different angles, and it looks good. And then, just gonna keep on, rinse and repeat. Get this process all done and over with. It's some work, you gotta get some of this done. It's like, it's not going to do itself most of the time. But yeah, you just go through and you manually line up the bones the way that you want them to be. And since we have that x-axis mirror thing lined up, it's going to line everything up on the other side as well. We're going to make sure that this is all good. Line up the finger bones. Also, by the way, the shortcuts I'm using to set this up, I'm using G to grab, such as this, like G, and you're moving it around. R to rotate, stuff like that. You can also scale if you wanted to, but I don't know. I never scale when working with model skeletons, but to each their own. And to just show you how to do a finger and stuff, all you need to do is select the end of the finger, shift click, and then you have the entire finger selected. Oh dear. Make sure you also get the finger joint right here, shift click that as well, and then you drag that until you get it to the right point, and then you drag it from a different angle. Am I repeating myself too much? Probably. This is a pretty tedious process. But once that is the way that you want it to be, that's pretty good. I'm not doing anything super technical, so this should work. And you're just going to rinse and repeat for the entire thing, basically. There's no real... Oh, one other thing is the face. Is that I have no need for facial rig on this character, so I'm just going to delete that. Because this is Nox, she doesn't even really have a face. We're just going to select those, delete the bones, select the ears, delete those, make sure that there's only one headpiece. Yeah, that's looking good. With characters that do have faces, you may wish to leave the face, in which case you just gotta shift and adjust it to match the character, obviously. Now I'm just going to fast forward through me finishing up, like lining up the skeleton real quick. Should only take you 5 or 10 minutes maximum to do. You'll get the hang of it. I'll see you in a second. And there we go. I have the character all ready to go to be fully rigged and animated. I'm pretty sure. I know that with earlier, I did an earlier version of this tutorial. It was one of the first videos of my channel. I believe it was the first one that wasn't my introduction, and it was very helpful and popular tutorial that I did. But in that one, I was doing it for Call of Duty characters, and it's a very similar workflow. But with those, there was an issue where it would say when you tried to rig the object, also you can get out of edit mode now just by pressing tab. Now that we're in object mode, we can continue. But basically, when you tried to parent the meshes to the skeleton of the, character, it would have this issue where it said bone weighting, heat weight something failed to work, but I don't think that these Rainbow Six models have that issue, and so I'm not going to include how to deal with that within this tutorial. But if you do have that issue, just comment, and I will comment down below, and I'll give you a detailed little paragraph on how to fix that with step-by-step thing, because that was a really big part of the other video. But I don't think that it's necessary for these ones. I may be wrong, and let me know if I am, so I can help you out if you do have that issue. It's going to be a little yellow thing in the bottom part of your screen when you try to parent the skeleton, if that's the case. But, so now what you're going to do to rig your character is you're going to select all the different parts of it. Real quick, I'm just going to hide these lights to make sure I don't accidentally rig that to my skeleton. But you're going to select your whole character. Baba Booey, look at that. And then you're going to, I'll just go into x-ray mode. And just make sure, I got lucky this time, but make sure that the skeleton is the last thing selected. Make sure that it has a different color, like a yellowish hue outline. And you can see right here, now I have the arm selected and they have the lighter yellow outline. You just shift and then click on the skeleton and make sure that's the last thing. And then you're gonna press right click, and then you're gonna go to parent and with automatic weights. And cross your fingers, and we're gonna see if this worked. It should have. We're just going to go into pose mode. We're going to click on one of the arms, and we're just going to click R to rotate, and oh dear, look at that. We have issues for me to help you guys fix. Okay, now that we have rigged with automatic weights, if we move it, we're going to see some issues, okay? We can see that there's a gap in the armpit, and that there is some stuff just flying around. And I'm going to show you guys some shortcuts on how to fix this. The first method that I'll be showing you is called weight painting. And basically, I'll show you how to do that real quick. You just need to select the area that's giving you an issue. In this case, a lot of the accessories in this area are. So we're just going to select that. We're going to select the skeleton. Well, we're going to select the skeleton first, and then shift click the gear, and then go to weight paint. And you click object mode, and then go down to weight paint. I think that my screen's covering it up. It's in that corner. And then you're going to do that. And now you're in weight paint mode. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, that voice crack though. And then you're just going to shift click different parts of the body. Okay, right here, right off the bat, shift clicking this arm. We can see right down here, this area that's giving us trouble, it's not dark blue. And what that means is that when the arm in when that bone moves, that means that this part of the pack is going to move with it to some extent. And what you want to do is set the weight to 0 and the strength up to 1. You're going to bring open the tool panel right here. I like to use the gradient, but you can totally just use draw or whatever. And then you're just going to click and just make sure it's all blue. I like using the gradient because it helps you get in the nooks and crannies, in my opinion. But you just make sure that baby's all blue. You don't want any of that messing with it. And then you're going to shift click the next part of the bone, and you can see it has the same issue where some of it's blue, some of it's even red, and you're just going to get rid of all of that. I'm just clicking and dragging for a little while, making sure that it covers a very large surface area, doing it again, just because, just to be safe. And then it stinks that you have to do this with the hand, but you know, you just gotta click and see if there's anything. I don't know if that was anything, but I think I might have saw a slight color shift, whatever. Just to be safe, gonna do that, and we're just gonna go through all the finger bones and just be on the lookout for any color changes. And if there isn't, then that means that that part is good to go with this area. Oh, see, this pinky finger, it's bringing up the pouch a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have the pinky finger selected and just make sure that is all blue. You don't want any other color, because we don't want the pinky finger to be influencing that side pouch bag thing at all. Zero, zilch, nada. Never. And we're just going to continue through the fingers until we have, you know, seen them all. And yep, yada yada yada. It's looking good. Not seeing any more coloring issues. Okay, I think this part of the hand is good. And now if we go back into object mode and we go to the pose mode, also I'm going to turn on the symmetrical thing so that if I move one side, it's going to move the other. But now if we move the arm, we're going to see that those parts don't move at all. We fixed it. That that side pouch and parts of that that I don't even know what that is, but there's a little side pouch thing and there's another thing that we're moving with it, and now it's not. And you just got to repeat this process for everything that is moving with it. So we're just going to have to do the same thing to this what is it? I think it's just the straps in general that's having a pretty big issue, because it's pretty complicated stuff, and Blender makes mistakes when it's doing weighting with automatic weights with such complex meshes, I have found. But you just gotta go in there and give it a little fix, and then it'll be all good. Okay, I have it the same setup as last time. We're in weight paint mode, and we're just gonna shift click the arm. We can see that it's influencing this top bit right here, but that's perfectly fine, because if you look, it makes sense. It's the shoulder. You'd think that it would influence it a little bit. We're gonna move further down the arm. See, this doesn't make sense, because why would this part of the arm influence this part of like the hip? So we're just gonna do that big ol' blue right there. Just make sure there's no parts that's not blue, and we're good. Moving on down the arm. Oh, found one. This the tip of the thumb is putting it has a lot of power over this friggin' little clip. So we're just gonna, you know, drag, make it all blue. There we go. That should be good. Found one last little thing on this hand where this finger is influencing this this zipper. So we're just gonna boop, bada bing, bada boom. Also gonna double check the other side real quick. Very, very similar issues. Gonna fix that. Okay, now I finished that up, and let's just see how it looks now. We're just gonna select the arm again, and we're seeing a lot less issues, but it appears that we're still having some. Now let's see, is this a completely different part, or did we just miss some spots on this weight painting that I just did? Let's look. I'm gonna switch it back into object mode, get out of X-ray mode, go back into pose mode, and we're just gonna have a look. Okay, it looks like these, what is that? Some things on the sides of her legs. What are those a part of? They're messing up. Are these their own separate? Oh, it's just the pants, I think. Yeah, the pants are also experiencing the issue. So we're just going to do the same thing for that real quick. Okay. Here we go. I found the culprit. The tip of the pinky finger was influencing this like leg armor plate or pocket. I think it's an armor plate or something. And all we need to do is drag and make it blue. And there we go. That should fix the entire thing. We're just going to go do that on the other side real quick. Okay, I got the pants done. Now let's try and move the arms and see if anything follows them. And it's looking good. Seen a little bit of movement down here. Let's see. What is this? Let's switch back into object mode. And it appears this, I think. Yeah, we might have just missed a spot. But basically, you get the whole thing. If you see something move funny, you just need to select that part of the mesh that's doing that. And then you need to go into, well, select the skeleton, select the mesh. Well, skeleton, shift click the mesh, go into weight painting mode, and just click through the bones to see and figure out which one is moving it by seeing which one is which bone is making it not blue, like deep blue, and then making it dark blue, so that that part of the bone, well, that bone does not affect the way that that mesh moves. But I'm pretty happy with these results for what we're doing right here, and for tutorial purposes I'll probably clean it up a little bit before the end, but now I'm gonna move on to the next part. Okay, now that I've showed you how to do the weight painting to fix those things coming up and getting in the way, I am now going to show you how to fix these crazy armpits that I forgot actually happens with a lot of Rainbow Six characters, if not all of them. But you see how the armpit is just like where the arm connects to the chest, it's just very poorly done. I tried messing around with weight painting to no avail, and then I was like, hey, let's just join those meshes. But even if you do join the meshes, it the problem still remains. So you can click and then shift click, have the chest selected and everything, press Control J, the same mesh, and it'll still have the same issue. So what I like to do, well, what I found worked, is now that you have these joined together, you just need to join them, and then you just need to hit tab to go into object mode, well, edit mode, I mean, and then you just need to go to mesh, clean up, and then merge by distance. And make sure that you have it set low enough. For me, it only gets gets rid of like 45 vertices, and that is enough. Now, if we go back into object mode, I'm just going to clear the parent real quick. Clear parent, because there was changes to the geometry. And now I'm just gonna, while the arms and everything is still selected, shift click the skeleton, and then parent with automatic weights. And then this is gonna be the moment of truth. If this works, we're just gonna bada bing bada boom. Look at that, it did work. It looks great, and there's no texture loss or anything. The textures are still working just fine. It's still, everything looks good, and I'm happy that that works like that. You can still, it looks a little bit funky, but you can always just adjust that with the just weight painting. That'll actually fix any other issues that you're having. But you can see that this is looking pretty good, pretty well done. Some other things to tweak with weight painting might be the head. I know that the way that I have this set up, it only affects like the top portion of the head a lot. Also, what's this weird coloration going on in here? Oh my! One moment, I'm just gonna. I forgot about that. Yeah, I've been messing around with hiding and unhiding objects, so I kind of forgot that I didn't delete the inside of the head. I just hid it. So right now it has the default material that I have on there from the last tutorial, and I'm not going to use that. I don't care about it at all, so I'm just going to delete it. And there we go, all fully textured, rigged, and everything. Now I'm just going to show you how to do a simple animation, and the way that you would go about doing that is going over to the animation tab and just selecting the skeleton, and then going to pose mode, and then you can just, from here, I like to press this little circle button down here. It's called auto keying. Basically what that does, if you have this selected, it'll save what you do. So real quick, I'm just going to select the entire skeleton and press I to insert a keyframe at the first frame, that's what it's called, and you want one just to, as a base, basically. I'm going to keep it in the default pose, and then I'm going to move up the timeline to around 20 frames, and then we're just going to adjust everything. I'm going to make it so that she's doing, like, I don't know, jumping jacks or something. That might be funny. There we go. And then we're just going to, does this have a base, I wonder? Oh yes, it does, right there. And we're just going to grab that on the Z-axis, and then we're going to make sure everything's selected, and we're going to select the first keyframe, Shift D, bring that up to frame 40, and then do the same for this one, Shift D, bring that up to frame 60, and then let's look at how this looks real quick. Bring this back to 0, press play, and there we go. That's how you animate with these Rainbow Six Siege characters, you know? Oh dear. I hopefully have this in Eevee mode, otherwise that might interfere with the video, switching over to rendered mode, because I'm doing this all on a single laptop, so that's great. But yeah, that's how you do it, basically. I think that's the end of the tutorial. I hope that this was super helpful for anyone looking for rainbow characters or anything. This will also work with other game things, you know. I think this is just a pretty useful tutorial. And also, all of the models, I'm going to be uploading them to a Google Drive, which is, I'll have it in the description of the video before this one. I'll have that linked in the description. And in that Google Drive, you can find the all the models, and I'm going to be uploading them. They're not all going to be there, I'm pretty sure, by the time this video goes up, but I will be adding them and adding them and adding them over time because I have slow uploading speed with my internet. So, like, if I were to just, you know, upload them all then post the video, that would take longer to post the video, and I want this out there for people to use. So if you're seeing this the day that it comes out, the models that you want might not be there, but, you know, just wait a day. I'm sure that it'll be there. And, yeah. So I think that's about it. I hope that you found this super helpful, and please subscribe. Adios.